Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and I know right off the bat that everyone, kind of likes it when I do longer episodes, but this episode is probably going to be short. We're just going to kind of punch through things. I'll try to limit commentary as much as possible. I know you guys want longer shows, and I'm trying to aim at that, and I'm kind of trying to up my game graphics wise and all that. But right off the bat, the major piece of news that came out today was that 2.0 is going live today. Chris Roberts came on the RTV live stream and announced it. And if you understand, because of at times my questionable internet, what I'm going to try to do is just basically punch this show out as quickly as possible, get it up to you guys so that you guys got something to watch. Because in the end, we're all going to be, downloading 2.0 and playing it. And of course, over the weekend, I'm just going to I don't know, I'm going to have some kind of a mental breakdown trying to do videos and whatnot and trying to get all kinds of footage and just explore things. And of course, finally, a Vanguard in-hangar tour. I mean, I know everyone else has done theirs, but I mean, the Vanguard is one of the ships that I'm most excited about, so that is definitely going to be also coming this weekend. So there's going to be a ton of stuff this weekend, but this episode might be cut a little bit short because we're going to punch through things. So first off, all right, we had the subscriber RTV earlier this week, and we found out that the Reclaimer, if you're looking at the cargo units, they are still in flux. They are working on the interior layout and design right now. I believe that is Randy Vasquez. Off the top of my head, sorry if I got it wrong. Slim Diesel, Min Diesel, whatever the nickname is for him now. They are working on the interior. They're designing it out. So, I mean, he's kind of doing the layout, but that is also an Aegis ship. So chances are that ship is going to shift over to Foundry 42 in Manchester, and we will probably see that ship, as with all, Foundry 42 ships. I mean, it'll probably just kind of move ahead in leaps and bounds, and it is probably going to look absolutely amazing. They were talking, they were exploring the idea of salvage, and they're still trying to work out some of the finer details to go along with the Reclaimer, insofar as let's say you blow a wing off of a ship and it still has the gun attached. Well, you can take the gun home and still repair it, and then you can take the wing and turn it into scrap metal, or you can turn the whole thing into scrap metal, depending on the state of the weapon and how damaged it is, and if it's even, if it's run-of-the-mill weapon, I mean, it'd be kind of like picking up greens or, whites in World of Warcraft. You just take them to a vendor and just get rid of them. But so there's that. Also, that a detail that kind of snuck in to the subscriber reverse the verse is they are planning smaller scale mining and salvage ships. Um, they're kind of bouncing around designs, nothing final yet, but at some point in the future we may see smaller scale mining and salvage ships for those people who want to get in that career but don't want to shell out the $350 to $325 for either the Orion or the Reclaimer. There is a ship coming for you in the future, no date given yet. Now, the Caterpillar, they also talked about the Caterpillar. They talked about some of the reality of it, and how it's going to work in the persistent universe, and the catapults that you saw in a recent episode of, I believe it was Ship Shape with Randy Vasquez. We were talking about they had catapults to kind of fire people at the other ship. I guess they're kind of backing off on that idea and looking for other ideas. I would submit that the best solution, I mean, if you're trying to get from one ship to another ship and you want to clip on that ship, the best solution is the Luke Skywalker, kind of flying up to the AT-AT Walker. He had that little harpoon gun and he just fires it up and just zzz, right up, cuts open the panel, throws in a grenade, and then drops down. I mean, I would submit that that sort of like grappling gun, like a magnetic grappling gun or something like that, is the perfect solution. Because that way you can affix yourself to the ship, so even if the ship starts moving, it's not just going to, leave you floating in space. I think that would be the best solution going forward. But, what do I know? There was also some talk of the Tavaran Prowler. They're still trying to work out the overall design and look and feel for the Tavaran race, so they haven't really come up with too much yet. It's still something that they're working on. We are going to be getting our stealth boarding ship. Once again, another point where you could use that grappling hook idea if you want to. It's still in the very early stages because they're trying to like define the look, quote unquote, of the Tavaran and their ships. The Endeavor. The Endeavor is not going to appear in Squadron 42, possibly in Episode 2 or Episode 3. Of course, Episode 1 is the chunk of the game that we are getting right away, and then later on there will be separate episodes in the future. And so, note, the Endeavor is not in production right now. It is slated for the future. However, we did find out that the Starfarer and the Caterpillar, we could have inferred these things, but it's better to have it outright confirmed. The Starfarer and the Caterpillar are looking to be, the Starfarer, of course, being first, will be the first, I guess, 2 capital class ships to arrive in the Star Citizen universe. So we have that to look forward to. And another big announcement, and I should have put this at the beginning. The Javelin and the Idris will be going on sale again during the December 16th live stream, as far as I understood it. But they did say that those 2 ships are going on sale again in limited quantities. I am not an enormous fan of either ship, insofar as, let's just say, if someone gifted me either ship, I would literally melt them and buy other stuff with it. But if you're looking forward to those ships, they are going to be out there. If you would like to fly around the Star Citizen universe with a large target painted on your back, go right ahead. The Banu Merchantman. The Banu Merchantman is not currently in production at this time. Though, if you remember a while ago, I did a thread about, a plea for the Banu Merchantman and the Caterpillar owners saying, hey, get these ships into production. These people have been waiting too long, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Anyways, they said that the Caterpillar and the Banu Merchantman would likely be starting production one before the end of the year, and I believe the Banu Merchantman was slated to begin production at the beginning of the new year. So chances are the Banu Merchantman not that far away now. We're almost halfway through December, so the Banu Merchantman should be getting started relatively soon. Where it's going to be done, I'm not too sure. But if it gets done in the UK, those guys just keep punching it out. So, hopefully for the Banu Merchantman owners, that's where it ends up landing. We are going to also, there's going to be more in the ship status update on that, by the way, but nothing right now. And also in the, I believe in the weekly design post, there's going to be a status update on Org 2.0. I know a few people who have been desperately awaiting that as a way to kind of build up the the social aspect of your org, because right now a lot of orgs are kind of dormant. A lot of their membership is rather dormant, and I guess this is a way to kind of get people together and get people talking, and get people to become familiar with themselves and allow them to become a community without everyone having to log into a TeamSpeak or some such. To have your own org forums that you can go to right through the RSI website, which hopefully you would visit on a regular basis just to check things out and read things. It's just a better tool for orgs to kind of to develop as a community rather than just a loose collection of players. And I wholly support that, and thank God it's coming. It should have been out sooner, but that's life, I guess. Anyways, I realize I'm talking very fast and I'm punching through this, and I have got to go back. I got to insert all the imagery, and then I've got to get this rendered and then get it uploaded, hopefully before the 2.0 client comes out live, so that way I can not have one interfering with the other, so I can erase my entire Star Citizen client that I have now and go with a fresh install of 2.0, and then basically lock my doors, paint over my windows, and not leave this apartment at all for the next 2 days, except to open the door and accept pizza deliveries. Oh, or Chinese food, because there's actually an awesome Chinese joint right down the street. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. There will be more this weekend. Enjoy.